Welcome to today's video. So today's video is the part 4 of the interview series preparation for the NABARD grade A 2020. So in the last three parts we have been discussing the so many important topics like locality questions and what are the schemes and what are the other infrastructure development projects like that one. And part 3 specifically we have we have seen the financial functions of the NABARD and we have stopped with the food processing fund. And in today's video we will be continuing from that one, that is we will be seeing supervisory functions and other developmental functions of the NABARD. So we know that three main functions are there for NABARD, right? So one is your financial functions, then supervisory functions and developmental functions, right? So financial functions and developmental functions we have seen, that is your food processing fund and other fund we have seen financial functions. Then financing means financing for agri related activities and financing for refinancing for RRBs and state cooperative banks and district cooperative banks, like that. Next one is supervisory function. Supervisory function means monitoring the activities of your sub offices like RRBs and district cooperative banks, like that one, right? So for the financial year 2019-20, 332 statutory inspections and 10 voluntary inspections were scheduled with reference to the financial position of banks, other institutions, right? So you have to conduct audits and banks also the same thing. We have to assess the financial position of the banks, how much NPA is there and how the bank is performing in terms of the lending loans and other savings, etc. So NABARD has conducted 332 statutory inspections and 10 voluntary inspections, right? So they have given the number of the inspections conducted and the number of inspections budgeted. State cooperative, that is they have divided into two things, statutory inspections and voluntary inspections. So state cooperative banks 34, district central cooperative banks 253, RRB 45. Then voluntary inspections, SCARDB, state cooperative agriculture rural development bank, SCARDB state cooperative agriculture rural development bank. So that is 10. So total 342 inspections budgeted. And inspections conducted is out of 34, 32 have completed, 253 they have completed, 45 they have completed, and out of 10 SCARDB they have completed 8 inspections, right? And they have given some exclusions regarding the union territory, so no need of that one, right? So supervisory functions, in short, it has been a couple of lines only. What they are doing, how they are supervising, and the amount of the banks they have supervised for the past financial year, right? So third one is the main important thing. It is like developmental functions. So whenever we discussing in my previous video, I told that NABARD is not only a bank and also a developmental organization. So it has development functions also with respect to rural development, rural economy. So what are the development functions of the NABARD? First one, watershed development. Cumulatively, as on 31 March 2020, against 3,295 watershed development projects sanctioned, covering total project area of 23.5 lakh hectare, 1,701 projects have been completed successfully. Grant assistance committed under all programs stood at 2148 crore, out of which amount of 1805 crore has been disbursed. See, previously I said don't give importance to this numerical data, because if you start on concentrating on numerical data, you will be losing the main point. So my point is that grasp the main idea only. So development function, under development, watershed development. So what is watershed development? How many projects are there? Just you read that one, right? So as per the latest data, 3,200 watershed development projects are sanctioned by the NABARD, sanctioned, right? So how many projects? 3,300. Let us keep 3,300 approximately. How much area that 3,300 watershed project is covering means 23 lakh hectares. Out of that, half of the projects are completed successfully. That is 1,700 projects completed successfully. This data enough, more than enough, right? So watershed development, totally 3,300 watershed development projects are done by the NABARD, sanctioned by the NABARD, covering an area of 23 lakh hectare, and out of that 1700 projects completed successfully. This is enough. Next one. Tribal development. We have a TDF, that is a Tribal Development Fund at NABARD. So Tribal Development Fund was set up by NABARD in the year 2003-04 with a corpus of 50 crore out of its profits. So 791 projects are there, benefiting 5.53 lakh families. So this is enough for tribal development. Okay, so tribal development was started in NABARD 2003-04. Initial corpus 50. So how many projects they have in Tribal Development Fund means so far, as per the latest information, 791 projects are there. Approximately 800 projects they have done, and the beneficiaries are 5.53 lakh tribal families. So this is enough tribal development funds. Then climate change adaptation projects. Under adaptation fund, the cumulative sanction for 6 projects and 2 readiness grants stood at $9.85 million. And we have also cumulatively sanctioned 30 projects under NAFCC amounting to 847 crore. So climate change adaptation project, we have to give separate concentration because it comes under the scheme, National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, NAFCC. So you can say that for climate adaptation funds, NABARD has sanctioned 30 projects under the scheme NAFCC, National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change. So accounting for 847 crore for the last year. Okay, so climate adaptation fund, they have 30 projects under that, and they fund under NAFCC, amounting the total amount is 847 crore. Then umbrella program on natural resource management. So here you can see cumulatively 334 projects have been sanctioned across the country, covering 10 major natural resource management sectors, with a financial assistance of 780 crore, including grant assistance of 44 crore. So if you see this data, they have mentioned their achievements, because we are reading this under achievements. So achievements means target and the actual. So this they have documented that, but from interview point of the view, just you know what is the scheme and what is the scheme meant for, who are the beneficiaries, how many projects are there, that is enough, right? So umbrella program and natural resource management, one fund is there, just you know that one, no need of memorizing this numerical data. Financial inclusion. So this is one of the important functions of the NABARD. So as per the latest data, a cumulative amount of 4,250 crore was sanctioned, an amount of 2,276 crore was dispersed towards various schemes implemented under Financial Inclusion Fund by generating demand for banking services and building payment infrastructure at the ground level. So financial inclusion means bringing all the people under the banking platform. So you have sanctioned fund of 4,250 crore. Then the utilized amount is half of the amount. So 2,276 crores is dispersed. To which scheme it is dispersed? For the schemes implemented under Financial Inclusion Fund. So financial inclusion means you just create awareness to the people, and you explain what are the benefits, and you make enrollments using the Aadhaar to the general banking system, like that one, right? So demand for banking services and building payment acceptance infrastructure at the ground level, right? Ground level means the first base level, the farmers. To bridge the gap between the demand and the supply side of financial inclusion, a differentiated strategy approach was adopted to address the regional disparities and to bring about inclusive and equitable financial inclusion across the country. This was done by extending grant assistance at enhanced rate of 90% in 344 special focus districts, which include aspirational districts, LWE districts, and districts in hilly states and ANER. So in financial inclusion, the main point is to note is that as per the latest data, 4,250 crore was sanctioned, and nearly half of the amount, 2,230 crore, 280 crore was utilized, dispersed for in a financial inclusion, and the fund is called Financial Inclusion Fund, to bring all the people under the banking system. Then microfinance sector. Microfinance means a very small amount of credit we are lending, like that one. NABARD had launched the self-help group bank linkage program in 1992. It covered about 102.43 lakh SHGs and nearly 12 crore poor households in India. Nearly 31 lakh SSGs avail credit support of blah 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 they have given. So microfinance fund is there. Okay, you just read that one. In budget, the microfinance fund has been created. So you can remember NABARD is financing, one of the functions is microfinance sector. So you don't, this is not the latest data, they have come up with one microfinance scheme recently, so you can read that one, right? And eShakti in a bid to digitalize self-help groups, project eShakti was launched, right? So this is enough. eShakti means it is a scheme for the self-help groups to come out in the digital platform. Then they have given the numerical data, how many villages it has been following, and 19,000 bank branches are using eShakti portal or informed credit decisions, like that they have given, right? So this is also okay. Then skill development means skill development missions are being followed by the government of the India. So mainly NABARD gives training to the rural youth, like helping the call centers, giving the call center training to rural youths, and giving other skills, job skills to the rural youths only. In short, you can read that one. Okay. OFPO. In order to upgrade artisans, weavers of form activity clusters and join them into a formal registered entity, as also to support producers take up collective business through capacity building, business planning, market linkages, design development, etc. A scheme for formation and nurturing of off-form producer organization was initiated during 1617. So OFPO is nothing but, you remember FPO, farmer producer organization, right? Farm producer organization. So OFPO is off farm producer organization, that is other than farm activities like textile, weaving, and artisans are there, right, at the village level, at a small level. So you bring them, that people, in a common umbrella. So that scheme is called OFPO, off farm producer organizations, right? Support is extended to eligible entity. Same only, whatever you giving to the FPO, same activities only, right? So it will help to market their producer with a faster rate, right? So to mobilize rural off-farm producers for undertaking business collectively, so as to enable scale as well as better bargaining power, facilities, and opportunities of business, right? Then marketing initiatives to support the rural producers in the farm and off-farm sector to market their produce effectively. NABARD has been extending support for setting up of rural huts, rural marts, and participation of artisans and craftsmen in national and regional exhibitions, melas, etc. Right? So marketing initiatives, like a business contact, how to market their produce. Rural huts are there. So what are rural huts? Rural huts have been vital to the lives of the rural communities by providing them accessible marketplace to buy and sell their farm and off-farm produce. So basically it is like a rural market where farmers will come and sell their produce, both the farm products and non-farm products, right? Rural huts have emerged as an effective marketing link for producer organizations, village, watershed, and private development committees. NABARD supports to rural huts is towards infrastructure creation like raised platforms, roofing, drinking water facilities, sanitation, etc. So rural huts, what NABARD is doing means they will fund for the building that infrastructure facilities, mainly infrastructure. So creating the raised platforms. You could have seen where they will sell. They will not sell in the normal line. Instead, a cemented structure, one raised platform of 2-3 cm, like that it will be there, right? 2 feet distance something. So in that they will give their produce and they will sell, and roofing and drinking water facilities, sanitation facilities will be provided by the NABARD. During 1920, a total of 62 rural huts have been sanctioned with a grant assistance of 6 crore, right? So as on totally, there are 578 rural huts have been supported with grant assistance of 35 crore, right? So last year 62, totally 578. Then rural marts. Rural marts help to promote entrepreneurship among producer communities and provide market link for domestic products manufactured by rural community, particularly women and weaker sections. It helps in generating income and employment at grassroots level. So rural marts means individual, where it helps the rural individual who aspires to become an entrepreneur amongst the producer communities. Right? I am producing, so I want to market my produce in a little bit formalized way. Then rural mart, it has been established. Then exhibition melas, no need to study this. Normally we know people will take their products for display and there they network with the other people. So that is the main thing, exhibition and melas. Then agri-business incubation center, a very important one, very important. In order to develop a supportive ecosystem for agri-entrepreneurs, NABARD started setting up of agri-business incubation center in 1718. The policy envisaged extending support to eligible institutions like agricultural universities and similar institutions for setting up of ABICs and made the eligible operational expenditure for functioning for a period of 5 years. It is a step towards promoting more agri-startups, agri-rural entrepreneurs and enterprises. The institutions so far supported are given. So agri-business incubation centers main aim is to give a supporting ecosystem for your agri startups and agri based startups, firms, etc., entrepreneurs mainly, right? So also to provide fund to the state agriculture universities and other institutions which involved in the agricultural activities. So these are some institutions which receive fund for the towards the setting up of ABICs, agri business incubation centers. TNAU Madurai, then Chaudhry Charan Singh University Haryana, Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur, IDQ AIDA Telangana, Rajmand Vidyalaya Madhya Pradesh. So what is the main aim of the ABICs? The ABICs support will nurture startups, agri enterprises, entrepreneurs, farmers, FEOs, etc., working in irrigation, seed production, biopesticides, biofertilizers, precision farming, agro processing, marketing, biofuel, drinking water, sanitation, energy, health, education, etc. The ABICs will provide business support service and resources, marketing, finance to agri startups and agri entrepreneurs to develop them into a viable commercial entities, which will result in the both direct and indirect benefit accruing to the farmers. So main aim of ABICs, it will give the support to agri startups, agri enterprises, entrepreneurs involved in the activities of agri related. Example, irrigation, seed production, biopesticides, biofertilizers, precision farming, agro processing, marketing, biofuel, drinking water, sanitation, energy, health and education. Under all, it has to be done in the village. That is the main thing, right? So this is ABICs. 5 ABICs are there. So setting up of catalytic capital fund, right? In India, most of the agri-based startups face challenges with respect to funding sources. These startups, which have innovative enterprises and have an early stage technology, innovative products, process initiatives, business model innovation, struggle to find financial support at the right time. To support the agri startups, NABARD has set up Catalytic Capital Fund for supporting rural and agri startups. The scheme is to support startups in the valley of death stage so that they become viable units. So innovative ideas will be there with the entrepreneurs, but funding will be a greater problem due to the security issues, money guarantee issues. So to fund that activities, NABARD has a Catalytic Capital Fund. So for supporting rural and agri startups, the fund is Catalytic Capital Fund. Then promotion of GI products, geographical indication. So GI products, right? The mango and turmeric, specific to a specific place. Okay. So marketing the GI tagged products to the global level, at a global level. So promotion of GI products, right? Then last two important things: credit linked capital subsidy scheme. NABARD is one of the nodal agencies for implementing credit linked capital subsidy scheme for technology upgradation of micro and small enterprises, Government of India. The scheme supports the induction of proven and improved technologies into micro and small units in specified product sector. NABARD is the nodal agency for application from rural areas. So credit linked capital subsidy means if you are for the smaller industries, micro enterprises means certain portion of the funding will be given by the money will be given by the some organization. That nodal organization is the NABARD. Then last one, Stand Up India scheme. So it is a common scheme, right? Stand Up India scheme launched by government in 2016 facilitates bank loans ranging from 10 lakh to 1 crore to at least one SC or ST borrower and at least one women borrower per bank branch for setting up of an enterprise. So this is enough. Stand Up India scheme. So what is the loan amount and who are the beneficiaries? These 2 points alone enough. So next video we will discuss something about the other functions and NABARD subsidiaries. What are the NABARD subsidiaries? What are the functions of those one? Right. Thank you.